I was joking around when I said this earlier. When I said Nikki Haley's first mistake is being a woman in the Republican Party. And I was joking, but I mean, let's be serious. That's the truth. That's mistake number one right there. Republicans are not going to vote for a woman to be president. At least not right now. That ain't happening. Um, Tim Scott, he may throw his hat in the ring. That could do some, that could do some good for him in terms of his career, like maybe getting some type of cabinet position, or I mean, just different types of endorsements, getting his name out there more. But Tim Scott's another example. Republicans aren't going to vote for a black man to be president, especially when you have people like Donald Trump and then Ron DeSantis, who I've commented on. He hasn't really thrown his hat in the ring and really done anything of significance. If Ron DeSantis isn't able to really throw haymakers in Trump and just be as strong and ruthless as Donald Trump, it's really not gonna matter that much. You feel me? Like, so I guarantee you Ron DeSantis wishes, like, he's like, shit, man, he would much rather run in 2028 than 2024. Donald Trump could just be totally out of the way. He wouldn't have to run his race the same type of way because, you know what I'm saying? If you have to run against Donald Trump, you have to run with a completely different strategy, especially someone like Ron DeSantis. We already covered how Donald Trump in a lot of ways made Ron DeSantis' career possible, and Ron has modeled a lot of his brand in support of Donald Trump. So running in 2024 means he has to go against that. But if he were to run in 2028, he wouldn't have to pretend necessarily to be against Donald Trump. He could just, talk about, oh yeah, back in the day, look what they did to him, and run on his own policies, run on his own brand, run on his own mission. But with Donald Trump in the race, I mean, the race is literally going to be about beating Donald Trump. So, I guarantee you Ron DeSantis does not want to run right now. But if he doesn't, he's going to look weak, which won't help him out. So he's not in a good position. One clear theme of Nikki Haley's presidential announcement is unity. Over and over, her Tuesday announcement video references bringing people together. One example she uses to emphasize that is her state's response to hate. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Luke. If he don't run now, then it's gonna mess him up for 28. So it's just Donald Trump has screwed everybody in so many different ways. Like, he really has. And we talked about, remember the tweet that Lindsey Graham put out where he said if we elect Donald Trump, we're gonna get destroyed and it'll be our own fault. So we're gonna watch this campaign video. But it looks like, bringing people together is going to be her brand. Bringing people together, not not running with the same type. There we go.
The railroad tracks divided the town by race. I was the proud daughter of Indian immigrants. Not black, not white. I was different. But my mom would always say, your job is not to focus on the differences, but the similarities. And my parents reminded me and my siblings every day how blessed we were to live in America. Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad. They say the promise of freedom is just made up.
I was this close to cutting Nikki Haley some slack and saying, you know what, maybe she'll, she's just kind of, a standard Republican. I don't really have any type of whatever. But I was gonna cut her some slack until she just said what she said. People are trying to say that our principles are bad. Like, Nikki, come on. Yeah, you just alienated independence in anyone who's a little bit left leaning completely, because it's like you're so obviously fucking virtue signaling to fucking MAGA Republicans when you say that. Okay, your strategies are no. America, some people try to say that America has bad things in our past, and some people try to say that America's perfect. Well, you know what? America isn't perfect, but that's okay. I'm Nikki Haley. I'm bringing us all together. Okay, I already see what the fuck is up with you. I see what's up.
The similarities. And my parents reminded me and my siblings every day how blessed we were to live in America. Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad.
Like, why even say that? Why even say that? Oh, my bad. I got my face up here. Why even fucking say that? You literally didn't, bro. These people are not good at this shit. She did not need to mention that whatsoever. She should, this is the first 30 seconds. You shouldn't have come out and said that. You should have just started your shit with, this was what I'm going to do for you motherfuckers. But no. She can't do that.
They say the promise of freedom is just made up. Some think our ideas are not just wrong, but racist and evil. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have seen evil. In China, they commit genocide.
Oh, geez. Oh, she's so bad at this. I can't even get through a minute of this shit without losing my fucking mind. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? There's nothing wrong with America. Oh my God. No, because see, like when you try to form this type of an image, it's so easy to destroy you in any type of debate setting where you're talking with someone who isn't full of shit. Like, I've seen evil. China, communism. Like, oh God, Jesus Christ.
Every day how blessed we were to live in America. Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad. They say the promise of freedom is just made up. Some think our ideas are not just wrong, but racist and evil. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have seen evil. In China, they commit genocide. In Iran, they murder.
In China, they commit genocide, but we didn't do that here. What the oh, Jesus Christ.
Murder their own people for challenging the government. And when a woman tells you about watching soldiers throw her baby into a fire, it puts things in perspective. Even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America. I was born and raised in South Carolina.
Right, this shit is
the
cringe.
very best of our country. People here threw out the old, tired political establishment and demanded accountability for their tax dollars. Industry reports called us the beast of the Southeast, which I love. People came by the thousands for fresh starts. Moms and dads held their heads up high. Children learned that it was always
It's a great day in South Carolina. It's a great day.
a great day. A great day. A great day in South Carolina. We were strong. We were proud. And when evil did come,
what are you gonna do, Nikki?
South Carolina are looking for a gunman following a shooting at a church.
Several victims. We don't know the severity.
we turned away from fear toward God and the values that still make our country the freest and greatest
God. Of course.
in the world. We must turn in that direction again. Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections. It has to change.
Who? Oh my God, that is such a damning statistic against the Republican Party. Let's hear from her mouth.
Popular vote in 7 out of the last. We must turn in that direction again. Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections.
Woo!
That has to change. Joe Biden's record is abysmal, but that shouldn't come as a surprise. The Washington establishment has failed us over and over and over again. It's time for a new generation of leadership to rediscover fiscal responsibility, secure our border, and strengthen our country, our pride, and our purpose. Some people look at America and see vulnerability. The socialist left sees an
This entire ad, she has yet to say what she's going to do. I have quite a bit to say about this.
opportunity.
I like I said, I was this close to giving her some props, and then all it took was 31 and a half seconds, and she just ruined everything.
To rewrite history. China and Russia are on the march. They all think we can be bullied, kicked around. You should know this about me. I don't put up with bullies. And when you kick back, it hurts them more if you're wearing heels. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president.
Okay, so Nick, no point, right? At no point, and I hadn't seen that yet. You feel me? I hadn't seen that yet because I already said what I said, and we already know she ain't finna win. But for 3.5 minutes, that commercial was 3 minutes and 34 seconds. She didn't say a single thing about what she's going to do. She didn't address any of the real issues facing the country, whether those issues are economic, whether it be systemic issues. She didn't say anything about that whatsoever. She didn't talk about healthcare, education, nothing. And then within 30 seconds, she was like, she went from trying to say that, some people try to, blackwash our history and make it seem like, America was founded on evil principles and founded as a result of X, Y, and Z. But, I've seen evil. Look at China, what they do. Look at the genocides that they commit in these countries. But like that did happen here. So like pretending like it didn't is ridiculous, which is why I said she shouldn't have even brought that up at all in her commercial. Like there was literally no point in her mentioning that. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you open up a can of worms, it's like, well, now the fucking toothpaste is pushed out the tube. Now the cat's out the bag. Like now we're talking about things we don't need to be talking about. You see what I'm saying? People should be talking about, I saw this commercial and Nikki Haley addressed the issues that I'm facing. And this is what this is how I got somewhat of a feel of her goal for it. But that's not what she did. She has people talking about American history and American systemic issues when she didn't need to mention it whatsoever, right? And then, of course, she said the socialist left. Like when you say stuff like that, you completely alienate yourself from anybody who isn't already like extremely loyal to the Republican Party. Because again, like at this point, the word socialist really doesn't mean anything, right? Like if as my platform continues to get bigger and people and I interview with people and they ask me like, are you a socialist? I'm going to say stuff like, what does that word even really mean anymore? I can talk about like the types of policy issues I'd like to see go forward, but socialism and socialist is such a loaded word that like, what does it even mean? You feel me? Like, cause I mean, between me and everybody in here and anybody else, like, I'm sure that we would have a variety of disagreements in different types of policy, but like that we're generally in the same boat. Like for instance, like I may have some type of disagreement with people on, like for instance, like this whole Hogwarts legacy thing. In my eyes, I don't really fucking care. I think it's a waste of time to grandstand on it. If you play this game, then fuck you. Like I think that's stupid. Other people may disagree with that, but that's not going to cause us to not still be in favor of the same types of policies that can push the country forward. You see what I'm saying? But so all of that to say, that's the importance of talking about issues. That's the importance of being more specific in what you're going to do. Because when you just say stuff like the socialist left, well, now that tells me that you're just a standard corporate Republican, even if I am further on the right. You see what I mean? Because you're more everyday, normal type of political consumers who aren't like really deep in the political world like we are. Like even they would see that and be like, oh, buzzwords. You feel me? Like it's just a buzzword. That's why I said, like when I'm on a bigger platform, like any bigger platform, and they're like, are you a socialist? I'm gonna be like, I mean, what What does that really mean to you? What are we really saying? You know, do I want the complete takeover of everything in society by the government? Fuck no, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But is that what you're talking about? Probably so. So yeah, that was just really not effective.